Are we excited to be here at the Crane Clean Energy Center? Keep it going. Keep it going. All right. Awesome. So working at a nuclear power plant, we always start with a pre-job safety brief, right? It's one of my favorite things about the nuclear industry. And in case you didn't notice, it is incredibly hot today. All right, I left Delaware this morning, and I dropped 10 degrees to get here, and I got out of my car, and it's still hot. So we have water available in each of these blue carts, also some iced teas and some fruit punches. It's incredibly important to stay hydrated throughout this entire process. If you're starting to get lightheaded or if you need medical attention, please turn to the back of the room and raise a hand, or if somebody next to you needs help, do the same thing. We do have medical staff available and ready to help you with that process. All right? So with that, my name's Grace Stanke, and I'm super excited to be here. I've been with Constellation full-time for about a year and a half, and I have one of the greatest privileges to be a part of the team that's working on the Crane Clean Energy Center. So I work in nuclear fuels, and I'll be a cycle manager. So this is my first time here at the site, but I know it certainly isn't the last. My time as Miss America, I was able to speak to hundreds of thousands of people, and I continue to do so here at my role with Constellation, because Constellation is a leader for the entire industry. Now with that, I'd like to introduce my co-host, one of the loudest supporting voices for nuclear energy here in the state of Pennsylvania, Rob Bair.
Let's hear it for the nuclear revolution! So, I'm very fortunate. I'm president of the Pennsylvania State Building Trades, 38 years as an IBW wireman. And I like to tell people there's probably not one system in this plant that I haven't crawled through, over, on, or touched it. When this started a year and a half ago, when the governor called me and said, we might restart TMI, my first was like, pretty doubtful. But he asked me and Joey Gussler to come down here. We met with the Constellation team. We asked a lot of questions. We toured the plant. I went back and I said to the governor, yeah, we can do this. We can bring TMI-1 as the new Crane Energy Center back online. And the governor went, let's do it. You wonder why I'm passionate about nuclear energy. My father and Joe's father was here for the original build of Unit 1 and Unit 2. And as a kid, that plant put meals on my table, a roof over my head, clothes on my back. That would not have happened without nuclear energy. My father spent 14 years traveling around this country as a project manager for UNC Catalytic and many other ones. Nuclear power provided for my family. It gave me a passion to get into the industry and become an IBW electrician and work at these. These are fantastic permanent jobs. They are fantastic construction jobs. And these are the type of jobs that have the biggest impact on our communities. When we talk workforce development, economic development, none is better than nuclear power. Bar none out there. We also are true zero emissions. Right? Let's give yourself a hand for zero emission, guys. Come on. You hear me say all the time, I'm an all-the-above energy guy, but I'm also the guy that's a realist that goes, we need to leave this big blue rock better for our children and grandchildren when we check out. How are we going to do that? We're going to do it with clean nuclear energy. We're going to generate thousands and thousands and thousands of megawatts of clean, zero-emission energy. All right? I'm going to turn it back over to Grace now, and we're going to get started with the program.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Rob. I gotta say, as a Gen Zer who grew up with the existential crisis of climate change and everything else, yes, nuclear energy is one of the biggest hopes that so many people rally around, and that's exactly what we're here to do today. Now, one of my favorite things about Constellation is we don't just do a ton of awesome operations and create clean electricity for people all across the country. We're also incredibly involved in our communities. When they announced Crane was opening, we had this incredible other announcement that $1 million is pledged in charity donations over the next 5 years. Let's give it up for that, because $1 million into the community.
I'm going to bring Ryan up, and then we'll get you. And one of the reasons that that's important and how that money gets used, one of our guests coming up, Ryan Unger. Where's Ryan at? CEO, Harrisburg Regional, it's Chamber of Commerce, guys. And here's something that's amazing. Probably 15 years ago, labor and the chamber might not be on the same page. The last 5 years, I've had the privilege of working with Ryan, Luke Bernstein, businesses that have the same vision we do. Ryan, what's a project like this bring to this region?
This is the largest single private investment going on right now in the Harrisburg region. It's $1 billion, right? It's $1 billion with a B, and that's a big deal. Yeah, you can clap for that. That's awesome.
Come on.
Prior to this, I worked in economic development for the state, and I remember we often talked about the importance of these investments. We worked on that Shell deal, the Crocker plant out in western PA. That's the same number of jobs here, the same high-paying jobs that are happening right here. And it's $1 billion being injected in our community. And the multiplier effect of nuclear power, nuclear energy, and nuclear energy jobs are higher, 25% higher than any other job out there. And that's happening right here in our community.
And what do you think the spinoff from the ancillary jobs and the economic benefits are for the Harrisburg region and chamber?
Well, I mean, there's the specific data that shows that we're going to have thousands of people coming through every so many years, staying in hotels, eating at our restaurants, injecting into our local economy. But what I like the most is we are unrelentingly and unapologetically positive about Harrisburg and the region we get to serve. And this sets up a heck of a great flag that we're here for investment. Good things are happening here in Harrisburg, in Middletown, and the greater Harrisburg region. And we're incredibly grateful for Constellation, Crane Clean Energy, and the work being done here.
Well, Ryan, we want to thank you for all the work that you do as a CEO. Guys, this has been a huge lift. This couldn't have happened without all the people you're going to hear from today and without Constellation's commitment. So, Ryan, thank you so much. Grace, back to you.
Thank you so much, Ryan. I gotta say, I drove in and I stopped at some local coffee shops already. So that business is already starting here in the Harrisburg area. Now, next, I would like to bring an incredible nonprofit here in the area, Communities That Care. We have Angela here with us. And one of Constellation's commitments is they're donating $20,000, $25,000 to the Communities That Care and the awesome bookmobile that we can see out there. Angela, tell us a little bit more about the bookmobile. Tell us a little bit more about the service that you provide to the Harrisburg area.
Absolutely. Well, good morning, everyone. So Lower Dauphin Communities That Care is a nonprofit organization that we provide programs to students and families in our area for the positive development of children. And as Grace mentioned, we do have our most visible program with us today, the Bookmobile. And Miss Madeline, our Bookmobile driver and storyteller, is here as well today. She would love for you to stop on and take a look at what we have to offer. It is air conditioned in there, so please feel free to go ahead in. She travels throughout the community lending books and providing literacy programs to children and families. And we try to reach families in rural areas that don't have easy access to libraries. During the summer, Madeline and I travel to mobile home parks in our community, and we, in addition to books that we provide to them, we also take fresh fruits and vegetables and even easy-to-take meals that we can help kind of supplement, even just a little bit during the summer to those that kind of need it. The support that we get from Crane Clean Energy Center is amazing. Our bookmobile is our most expensive expense. So having that support from Crane is invaluable. It's just so comforting for us to know that we can really focus more on our programs than we have to focus on fundraising. So without the support and the fundraising from the donation from Crane, who knows where we'd be right now.
Oh, but that's incredible. The lives that you've impacted,
Yes.
the lives that you've changed. So now, one thing that I know is that we're seeing student enrollment across the country increase in nuclear engineering. We're seeing so many people get excited about making a difference in their community. So let's bring that home here to Harrisburg. How is this donation, how is the Bookmobile, how is Crane Clean Energy Center going to impact young kids' lives and potentially their future jobs and entire careers?
Yeah, so with the opening of Crane Clean Energy Center, it means more families going to obviously come to our area to move here, to live here, to boost the local economy. We're going to generate additional tax revenue for the local school districts. I mean, it's really a win-win situation for everyone.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Angela. We appreciate you. Let's give a round of applause for the Bookmobile. Lovely. Now, next, I would like to announce our next $20,000 donation to the Veterans Outreach of Pennsylvania. John Hickey, come on up here and join me.
Thanks.
Come on over here.
Thanks,
Come on
Grace.
over here.
Yep.
Thanks, John. So, John, tell me a little bit more about Veterans Outreach. What role does it play here in Harrisburg, here for the greater state of Pennsylvania as a whole? And what does this donation mean for the Veterans Outreach program?
Well, we're a local nonprofit entirely funded through donations, so this donation will really help us with our mission of combating homelessness among veterans, one veteran at a time. And first, I'd like to ask the veterans in the audience if you could stand up, be recognized. I'd like to thank you for your service, and for our Vietnam-era folks, welcome home. As the father of a Navy-trained nuclear plant engineer, I'm very excited about this coming here because you might get my grandkids to move closer to home if it becomes that.
It's not might. You will.
But in any event, Veterans Outreach of Pennsylvania is a tiny home community. Many of you have read about it. It's right along the river in South Harrisburg. We built 15 tiny homes in a 6,500 square foot community center. And in that space, we are addressing veterans are more likely to experience homelessness in their post-military lives. There's a lot of reasons for that. It may be inability to adjust to actually the slow pace of civilian life relative to military life, and the lack of structure. And there are other reasons such as trauma that they experienced while serving. There's a safety net. We have a great community and a safety net that's providing care for those veterans. Folks like my buddy Joe behind me and the food bank, UPMC provides care at our site, but there's still people that fall through that safety net because congregate, sleeping in a community center or sleeping in a place where you sleep in a barracks-like setting can be triggering to some folks. So we give them an individual home, and then they eat their meals together and go through therapy together in our community center, pretty much like group therapy all day, every day. And it's really helped, and we just celebrated our 1-year anniversary. We've had several graduates, one of whom now comes and works for us as a counselor. So it's really wonderful, and your donation is going to allow us to continue that work.
That's incredible. Well, thank you so much, John. I really appreciate it. And let's give a round of applause for everything that Veterans Outreach does. All right.
Well, now, Grace, you talked about all the immediate
Hold on.
donations.
Hold on. Water break. Everybody with a water bottle, drink some water. If you don't have a water bottle, go get one. They're in the blue coolers, all right? I'm making sure everybody stays hydrated. I'm 23, but I can still be a mom, okay? It's fine. Go ahead, Rob.
Thank you, because I have to have my 2 guys with me to remind me that I got to live right, or otherwise I wouldn't be here. So you talked about these donations, and they're great, but I believe Crane has also made the commitment for $1 million additional over 5 years into this community. Come on, guys, give that up. And when we see that level of commitment from a company and what it does for people, and you just heard about the veterans, so I'd like to bring Joe Arthur from the Central PA Food Bank up, and I'd like him to speak a little bit about what your partnership with Crane and what these donations can do and how it actually impacts the people you service, Joe.
Thank you, Rob, and thank you, everybody. So first thing I'd like to say is thank you to the past generations that worked here, that were very supportive of the food bank, and Central Pennsylvania Food Bank is thrilled to be a partner moving forward. And I'd like to thank Constellation Crane for the $25,000 donation that was made in April to celebrate Volunteer Appreciation Month. To put that in perspective, there are a lot of people here, but that single donation actually will serve 100,000 people a nutritious meal just for that donation. So please
Give
a
that
cheer
up.
for that.
Come on.
Second thing I'd like to say, thank you, John, from Veterans of Pennsylvania. We do work together. We call it Military Share. That's our program to support veterans, and they're a great partner with us. And that is some of the most vulnerable people that we serve. Not all that we serve, and we're proud to do it. So thank you, John. Please.
Come on.
And the other thing I would like to say is it really sets the example for other businesses that, Constellation's not in the food business per se. You don't have to be a grocery store chain to support us, but we do appreciate that from Giant and Wise and our other friends. But any company can help us. The team at Constellation came out in April, helped actually pack some of the food that they were donating to support. And that's really what we need. We need businesses. We need people supporting the work because, and I want you to really focus on this, we are actually in a hunger crisis right now. We are serving more people than ever before. That's a real number. We are serving over 250,000 people a month just in our food bank, and that's the story across the country. So I'll close by saying the timing of this partnership could not be better. And I will take that $1 million today. I'm ready to do that.
Let's give it up for Joe. So Joe, before you leave, I want to get, would it be fair to say that a company like Constellation is helping wage the war on poverty and not on poor people, and they're stepping up and feeding the community?
And I appreciate what you just said, because sometimes there is a war on people that are struggling. They're just folks, just like us. We learned in the pandemic that anybody can need help at any time, and during the pandemic, we saw that. So many people needed help, but right now, there's actually more that need help. So thank you.
Thank you. Give it up. Come on. Who doesn't want a company like this in your backyard as your neighbor, right? We're feeding people. We're taking care of veterans. We're working with our chamber. And then we go even further. We operate with other community systems. Now, is Tony here? Tony, come on up. Tony's representing the Girl Scouts of America. Talk a little bit about what this project means to your organization.
It means the world to us, honestly. So we service 30 counties in Pennsylvania, well over 10,000 girls. And when I started with this role, I wanted to find a partner that would walk the walk with me. And Crane has done just that. They attended our gala in March, supported our major event where we celebrate the 4 pillars of Girl Scouts, one being STEM, which is an area that we want to tap into more here with Crane. And then secondly, Crane has brought the Girl Scouts actually on site to help sell some more Thin Mints to all you guys. So definitely so far so good as walking the walk.
Well, Tony, I know Crane would love to have some of your young ladies working for them in the future, but don't forget, the building trades needs a pipeline of apprentices too, right? Come on.
Absolutely, absolutely. And with Crane offering opportunities to bring our girls out here and do an adaptive badge program and show these young girls the experiences and the opportunities they have with nuclear energy and clean energy is a tremendous success for us.
Well, and I don't think you could get a better role model than my co-host to break that glass ceiling in the nuclear power industry. Give it up for Grace, come on. So you're excited about what we're doing. You're going to be able to build this program, and we're going to be able to move these young ladies into career-paying jobs. Correct?
Absolutely, yeah, that's the way to go. Girls are excited to come out here and get a tour of the place and see what it's all about. But like I mentioned earlier, just new doorways to new areas where girls can excel.
Thank you, Tony.
Awesome.
We appreciate everything you're doing.
Thank you so much.
Well, Grace, I think so far we've heard a lot of good things.
Yes. Oh my gosh, it's incredible. And honestly, I do a lot of work with Girl Scouts, and it's incredible what you can see. Because there's something about when you bring a Girl Scout troop into the simulator and you let them actually see a control room, and you see those couple of girls and you see that spark in their eye. You see that excitement, that passion, their drive to do the next best thing. And they see it right there in that control room. Now, with that, I'd like to move on to our next speaker here. We've got Carly Matthews from the American Conservation Coalition. Carly, come on up here and join me.
Here, Carly. I'm sorry. I'm not paying attention.
Awesome. Hi, Carly. How you doing today?
Doing great. Thanks,
Oh,
Grace.
good. Glad to hear. So tell us a little bit more about the American Conservation Coalition. What role does it play, and how did nuclear energy become a part of the discussion at ACC?
Absolutely. So ACC was founded in 2017 to build the conservative environmental movement and show that there are other solutions than 100% renewables or drill baby drill. And nuclear is a huge part of that, showing that we can have clean, reliable baseload energy here in the United States.
That's awesome. And the American Conservation Coalition is all over the nation, right? They have chapters ranging from coast to coast. So you've seen firsthand the grassroots support from communities not just like Harrisburg. You're from Pennsylvania, actually, so you've seen it growing up here in Pennsylvania. But then also, what does that grassroots support for nuclear energy look like across the nation?
Absolutely. We have 75,000 members all across the U.S., hundreds here in Pennsylvania, and nuclear energy energizes our base like no other issue. We've seen just incredible enthusiasm from young people because nuclear is clean, it's reliable, and it really feels like the energy of the future. So being here today as a Pennsylvanian, more important even than my title at ACC, is really, really exciting to see kind of this nuclear renaissance realized.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Carly. We are so excited to have that support nationwide, and we are so excited to see that support continue growing everywhere across America. Thanks, you.
Grace.
So, Grace, I think we're really getting to the meat of the program. In 2019, when we closed, it had a profound effect just not on all my people that work here and the plant people, but also the local community. I'm going to bring Jenny Miller up from the Middletown Borough Council. She's the president. And Jenny, could you tell us what restarting means to Middletown Borough?
Oh, it's a great thing to have happening. We look forward to this being here for a long, long time, and it helps everyone. It strengthens our communities. It brings more taxes in. You get huge local business support.
I will say, Jenny, over the years, me and a bunch of my guys, we supported the Blue Room after shift quite a bit. Well, if anybody knows, that's an insider joke for the best bar in Middletown, right? Come on, give it up for Middletown.
The Blue Room is still there.
I am looking forward to going back.
And we have added a few more new restaurants and small businesses, so this is exciting for everyone.
Well, and during those outage times when we would bring in hundreds of people, the borough was always very welcoming. And I want to thank you and the borough. You always have made all my guys from all over the country that come in here to work feel at home. They were happy to shop, play, work in this community. And, I can't say enough about your borough and what it's done for my guys all these years. And we hope that we can continue to build on this partnership with you and make Middletown thrive again.
Absolutely. We hope so, too.
Thank you so much, Jenny.
Thank you.
Now, you've heard from the borough, you heard from all the people that were helping, but you're going to hear from one of my building trades unions that you're really going to help. I want to bring Brad McIntyre, Boilermaker Lodge 13 up. So, Brad and I have known each other for, 20-some years now. We've worked together. We've worked outages. But one of the things that I don't think people realize is how much work a nuke plant brings to the Boilermaker specifically. Talk about that and tell us what this is going to do for Lodge 13.
So specifically for the Boilermaker trade in general, over the last 10 years, of course, we have lost a lot of our coal-fired power plants. And when 3 Mile Island closed, our members were devastated. So every other year, our members would look forward to these outages. We are a very specialized craft, and we have been losing a lot of our membership going to other craft just because our work has been dwindling. So with the announcement of Crane Clean Energy Center opening again, it is going to open tremendous amount of doors for Local 13, our members, just like you said.
More apprentices?
a lot more apprentices, another apprentice class. It's going to put, just like it has put, just like you said, it put food on your table. I spent 15 years working
Tony,
here.
did you catch that? We're going to need more apprentices, okay? We'd like some of them Girl Scouts coming our way.
So the only thing I would contradict you is I'd like to see you when you were crawling through those tunnels compared to a Boilermaker, some of the holes that we come out of in these plants here.
So
again, I know Rob a long time, and I think he's
I didn't used to be quite this big, maybe, you know? All those years in the office might have made me a little soft, but we had a lot of fun working those outages, didn't we? And
For sure.
it put a lot of food on our guys' tables.
For sure.
A lot of clothes on our kids' backs.
For sure. So just like you're saying that your father worked here, I have two 20-some kids, 20-some-year-old boys, and both of them, I put them through a lot of activities, put shoes on their feet, and put a lot of, food on the table.
Thank you.
Personally.
Let's give it up for our craft people. Come on.
Thank you.
Now it's time to go back to the best part of this MC, Grace.
Oh my God. Well, let me see. I could maybe fit through some small, I don't know. We'll see. But I'm super excited because now we get to hear from some of the people who are literally here every single day making things happen. They do get weekends. They have time off. I want to emphasize that. But these people are part of the employees here at Crane. Crane currently has 400 employees already hired for the restart, and it's soon to be 600, and there's hundreds more that still have positions open. So if you're looking for a job, I've seen our HR people floating around. I'll make an introduction for you, okay? But let's start off with bringing on up some of our Crane employees here. Come on up, everybody, and stand all right along here. Awesome. I feel like, man, y'all got a fan club. I love this. Yes, Crane employees. We love it. All right, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us what you're doing here at Crane with the restart.
Sure. Good morning, everyone. My name is Tori Vandermeersch. I'm the Senior Manager of Operations, Support, and Services here at Crane.
Hey, good morning. My name is Quinn Vandermeersch. I'm a project manager.
Good morning. My name is Bill Price, and I'm an operations shift manager here at the site.
Hi, I'm Blake Dunstan. I'm an instrumentation and controls technician here at Crane Clean Energy Center.
Awesome. Well, Tori, Quinn, I'd like to start with you guys. You may have seen them in the paper last week. They are what we call boomerang employees. They came back to the Crane Clean Energy Center. So Tori, Quinn, tell us about that. Tell us about what that means for you, for your family, your daughters, and what it means to be back here at Crane.
Sure. So we started working at the plant here over 10 years ago. We both started here, started our careers in nuclear, were able to build our careers. We built relationships, we built friendships. This really was a place that felt like home. We got to see what an excellent plant running looks like. So when we learned that the plant was shutting down in 2019, we were devastated. This was our home, our family and friends were here. We were just about to get married. We were months away from getting married. So when the plant shut down in 2019, we had to pick up, we moved, relocated out of state, and now we have the opportunity to come back, be part of this awesome restart, bring our daughters and our family and friends back with us to be part of this restart.
So I hear you recently bought a house, and I hear that your daughter is especially excited about the town name. Can you tell us a little bit more?
Yeah, so anytime you move, you have to tell your kids, right, we're moving. So, we sold it to our daughters. We relocated to Hershey, which everybody should know is the sweetest place on earth. So
As a chocolate lover, I resonate. It truly is.
So our daughter takes any opportunity to tell family or friends, I live in the sweetest place on earth.
That's adorable. That's adorable. I love it. Well, thank you so much, Tori and Quinn. So, Billy, you said shift operations manager, right?
Correct.
Okay, so has it always been that? Did you just come out of college and you knew exactly what was there? Tell us a little bit about your career and what you started as and the progress to get where you are today.
Sure, thanks. So I started back here at Crane, now wait for this, in June of 1984. This is when I started here. I grew up and graduated from Steelton High Spire, right up the road. Go Rollers! Yeah, and then I graduated Friday, started here on a Monday, and the rest is history.
Did you just say you started here on Monday?
Yes.
Like 2 days ago Monday? That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you started straight out of high school as a janitor, though,
Yeah.
and moved your way up into operations, which really just highlights that there's a job for everybody in nuclear. So tell us about one of your favorite memories that you had throughout your time, from all the way from the beginning up until here. And we got to keep it short. We got to keep it short, guys, all right?
Understand. Well, I have to tell you, I always do got to remember my first job when I came here. Kid, 18 years old, and they gave me my janitor cart, my spray bottles, took me to the second floor ladies' room, said, there you go, kid. Have at it. And then, but as she said, there's so many opportunities here at Crane. I was able to get into operations as an equipment operator, then got to be a reactor operator, get a license to operate the reactor, then got my senior reactor operator license to be a supervisor, be a shift manager, and then they finally pulled out the big chair, and I got to sit in the big chair. So I always felt very blessed by the
That's
Crane
incredible.
people that really poured so much energy into me.
That's awesome. So you started your career here. Are you going to retire here?
That is my plan. It's my goal. I want to be on that control room when we close that breaker in and sync to the grid again. That's going to be amazing.
Well, thank you so much, Billy. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right, Blake. So you said something, instrumentation, controls, lots of things. So tell us a little bit more about being a technician in instrumentation and controls and what that means for you.
Yes, yeah, I'm an instrumentation and controls technician, and we work on anything from calibrating transmitters and testing safety systems to just making sure that the microwave zone around the plant stays up and active. We don't want any intruders. We most recently have been working on restoring and updating our radiation monitoring system to ensure the health and safety of the public.
That's incredible. And I will say for us on the fuel side, we use a lot of the data that's collected from those radiation monitors. It helps us design the future of the plant in a lot of ways. So that's incredible. So I understand that you earned a college degree throughout the 8 years that you've worked here. You've got a young family and you've been renting in the area. Are you looking at starting or to look at real estate? And like, in this economy, boy, you're lucky.
Yes, yes, we have. That's one thing that I've always liked about this site is we are surrounded by a lot of areas, great living areas that are within 30-minute drive of the site that you can live in. We got Elizabethtown, Hershey, Harrisburg, just to name a few. So yes, as soon as we announced that we were going to be restarting, the wife and I dove in to the real estate market, and needless to say, we're waiting for a little bit of the interest rates to change. But yes, we're very interested in it.
Hey, I congratulate you because I know that that's a huge accomplishment for any young person today to be at that point of buying a home. Now, I'm going to ask you one final question here, and this is a pretty intense one. What is something that you want everybody in this audience, everybody across the state of Pennsylvania, what do you want them to know about the team here at Crane Clean Energy Center?
I want everybody here to know that we are committed to restarting this site safely, and I'd like to steal a quote from one of our supervisors here. He says it almost every morning, but from the first time he said it, it stuck with me. We are committed to maintenance excellence at the speed of safety.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Well, Grace, I know we're running a little bit behind, but this is a little bit of fun part where we get a little bit of interaction from all of you. So I'm a competitive guy, and of course, you win Miss America, you're pretty competitive too. So we're going to get you involved. It's going to be quick. What are we here for? We're here for jobs. I want to see who gets the loudest feedback, me or Miss America. When I say nuclear, I want you to yell jobs. We're going to do it 3 times, and then it's going over to her. All my trades guys don't let me down here. Is everybody in the audience ready? Nuclear! 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 Oh boy, I think.
Oh, I know we can do better than that. So this time I'm going to change it up. When I say nuclear, you say energy. Nuclear! Energy! Nuclear! Energy! Nuclear! Yeah, let's go.
I can't compete with it.
You know what, Rob? Let's do it together. All right, when we say nuclear, let's all say jobs.
Ready?
Nuclear!
Nuclear! Nuclear! Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.